Welcome to KX News on the Go. I'm Chance Nicklin. Thank you for joining us. Two men are facing jail time after investigators say they were selling drugs across North Dakota. According to court documents, investigators say they got a fraud alert for a woman who tried renting a place to stay in Minot. Not long after, another owner became suspicious when she says a woman rented the home, but the owner only saw men coming and going, and only at night as they drove rental cars. Now, in January, agents with the Ward County Drug Task Force then got a warrant and searched the home. Inside, they found $13,000 in cash, 2 M30 pills, and several cell phones. A little over a week later, one of them who was staying at the home, Elijah McKinney, flew from Detroit to Bismarck and rented a car. Investigators say he got a warrant to arrest McKinney and used a trap and trace method with one of his phone numbers to find where he was. Now, they say he rented a room at the hotel in Bismarck. Police then stopped McKinney and arrested him. Police say McKinney had several cell phones and almost $8,000. Investigators then got a warrant and searched the hotel, where they say they found another cell phone and $30,000 in cash. When McKinney was in jail, investigators say he texted Tyree Simpson to keep the operation going. McKinney was bonded out, but a few days later, investigators arrested both men. Now, McKinney is being charged with 4 felony counts, including possession with intent to deliver meth and fentanyl. A judge set his bond at $10,000, which McKinney posted and is now out of jail. Simpson was also in court last week. He faces the same 4 charges, including drug possession with intent to delivery and conspiracy. A judge set his bond at $25,000. Both men are scheduled to go to trial in August. In other news, while state lawmakers have a few days off for the winter session today, book lovers were told to show up for a silent protest at libraries all across the state. On Saturday, the group Right to Read North Dakota was encouraging people to join in for a half hour of silent reading, which included meeting just outside the Bismarck Veterans Public Library. Organizers were opposing Senate Bill 2307, which is written in hopes of shielding children from sexually exploited material. The bill has already passed the state Senate, but would require librarians or supervisors to screen content and separate any material that is considered obscene.
Those collections are already explicit free. We don't have pornography in libraries. We don't have explicit materials in children's sections. So this bill is completely unnecessary. We have HB 1205, which passed last year, which ensures all libraries follow the Miller test for obscenity. So this is just an unnecessary bill that's going to cause a lot of trouble because of its vague definitions.
Now, the event was one of around 17 around the state planned in North Dakota. State lawmakers will return to the Capitol on Wednesday when they'll begin committee work. The House Judiciary Committee will then have a hearing on the bill before voting on it. All right, men and women got dressed up to knock down some pins and raise some money for a good cause. The 318 Project hosted their spirit trafficking bowling fundraiser Saturday at Midway Lanes in Mannon. The group has spent almost 10 years helping victims of human trafficking and educating people about the warning sign. Organizers say they sold out of teams who signed up to compete in the bowling event, and the goal was to raise about $20,000.
The other unique piece, too, is what we're seeing is a lot of familial trafficking. So it's where the family member is the trafficker, but then you add another layer where it might be hard for people to come forward. The other aspect is social media. So about 3 out of 4 victims are recruited using some type of online method. So there's also that even as a parent, you might not recognize what's happening in your own household as it's going on.
Now, the group also provides trafficking survivor mentorship for people who are trying to rebuild their lives after a traumatic event. Let's bring in Andre Brooks from the KX Storm team.
Well, thank you so much, Chance. And I'm here to tell you here in Bowman, we are seeing temperatures at 32 degrees and the winds are relatively calm at this time, making those wind chills be at 32 degrees as well. And we are looking at on the KX cam very beautiful skies and dry ground, so this is quite an interesting sight to say the least. It reminds me of the life on the prairie. Now, looking here in Williston, we're also seeing very beautiful skies and temperatures are at 29 degrees and the winds are out of the north-northeast at 16 miles per hour with those wind chills being at 17 degrees. Now, as we head over into our current storm team radar, we're continuing to see those clouds on the increase, and this is just going to continue to be the overall trend throughout the day today, so we really aren't looking at substantial sunshine that we could see. But as we head over into our current temperatures, our temperatures right now are mainly in the 20s and even some 30s in our southeastern areas, including there in Medina at 36 and also Wishick at 33 degrees. So it is feeling pretty nice out there to start out our day. Now looking at the winds are relatively calm at this time, in some places around 5 to 10 miles per hour in our northern viewing area. And as far as the wind chills brought to you by Absolute Comfort Plumbing and Heating, watching, we're seeing those values mainly in the 20s and the 30s, and even a few teens in our northern areas. So it is feeling a little bit on that crisp side, if you will, but nothing too extreme like we saw over the past few weeks. Now, our area of high pressure is going to give us that southerly flow throughout the day today, warming things up. But however, we're going to be watching this system here towards our south and west, and this system is going to continue to pull its way towards the north and east. It will increase the cloud cover, and also the chances of snow will be increasing as we get into the late portion of tonight and into our Tuesday, and I'll get to that in just a second. And then our area of high pressure builds in rapidly, and it will help clear things out rapidly and also warm us up rapidly. So it's doing a lot of rapids, if you will. Now, looking at the timeline as far as our highs for today will mainly be in the 50s, which means guess what? Our spring meter will be at a level 3, and then once we get into tonight, temperatures will drop down into the 20s, and even a few 30s are quite possible too. And for our Tuesday, temperatures really won't be climbing much because of the system bringing us that northerly flow, and that's going to cool temperatures down into the 20s and the 30s. Now, the timeline for our system here, we're going to see those clouds throughout the day today, maybe a break from the clouds as we head into the afternoon, but again, we really aren't expecting too much of any substantial sunshine, and we will continue to see those clouds on the rise tonight and into our Tuesday. And once we get into Tuesday morning into Tuesday afternoon, we're going to be watching an area of snow push in, and this system is just going to bring us light snow amounts, generally under a less of an inch. So really isn't going to be a big system for sure for us here locally, but it's something we're going to be watching for sure. So make sure you tune into the KX app for the KX News weather app for the latest on this. Now, looking at Williston, we will see those temperatures start to increase once again back into the upper 30s by the time we get into our Wednesday, and then into the 40s as we round out the work week with mainly sunny skies, and breezy winds will return by that time period. For Dickinson, temperatures will overall increase back up into the 40s for our Wednesday and into our Friday as well, with those mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Now for Minot, we will see those temperatures overall increase over the next several days once we pass Tuesday, and we will see those temperatures climb back up into the 50s by the time we get into our Sunday. And for Bismarck, we will see about that same trend as well, with temperatures near 60 as we head into our Sunday. And don't forget, Saturday night to Sunday, we're going to have to turn those clocks forward, and make sure you also check your smoke detectors during this time period, Chance.
All right, thanks for watching this KX News Update. I'm Chance Stickland. Have a great day.